Okay, this is ALK Live. Earlier, my mic, I got to readjust that program to this laptop. But tonight, we're going to focus on two topics. I believe that they will be most interesting. I believe that not only be interesting, it will give you an idea of who I am and what I am about. So, what the most important thing is that we understand each other and what my direction would be. So tonight, my fourth topic tonight will be support of the from the churches, my primary look, and my vice president, Pitt, and the citizen of the United States. So we'll get into this tonight. Hopefully, if you see the video, the main focus tonight is the churches. I believe that since I'm a Christian, my first focus should be trying to get support from the churches and everybody that I can within the church and within the Christian organization, whether it be Baptist, and non-denomination organization. So my effort is focusing on them for the next 3 to 4 months. Try to get them to see who I am and try to have the conversation with some, if not all. But I am open to do Zoom or by phone. But by phone, if you are calling me by phone, please text first. Then I will answer the call because my job that I'm in, to be so much noise, I can always move to a quiet place to answer it. But like I say, my focus is most of these churches right now, trying to get them to see who I am and ask questions and what my goal is for becoming president and everything else after that. So that's my main focus of doing coming live tonight was to the churches. I wrote letters to some of the churches, some of the key churches, well known. Mostly we quote call them mega churches. So I reach out to them. Hopefully they'll see who I am. See this video here because mostly this video is mostly focused on them. Like I say earlier, since I'm a Christian, my first goal was to try to get the support of religious foundation or religious organization. That's my mindset and my goal in life is to be one of the best Christian that I can be. So my goal is to seek all that I can from the churches so they can see who I am and hopefully I can get their support with their members, with the other organizations, the churches they are attached to, all the churches that within a organization. But the main thing is trying to get you all support. I'm very strong in my value, my Christian value. My decision making is very strong. I'm very focused on my decision making. So my goal is if I can get the churches to support me and most of the leaders to, to support me and the Christian organizations that I think I can win the primary. So the primary right now will be my main focus, and the election in 2028 will take care of itself. Lose or win, I feel like if I can get the churches behind me and support me, I have the I have pretty much 85% chance of winning, despite the politician that is in this race, the one that's well known. So my goal is to try to do this with less funding that I can. And the way to do that is get the support of the churches. I my advertising, I just need the word of mouth because in this gospel, you can say something and it will carry by word of mouth. Because people in Christianity, they will like translate to other people that hey, this person is running, look him up, and so forth. So my primary is my main focus. I'm not too much worried about 2028 election. So that's my main focus is winning that and trying to get my name out there. I know it's a long shot, but it can be short with the support of Christians and the foundation and organizations. So that's the first 2 points, one and two, is my main focus, is a primary. So the third one, I'm already looking for a vice president. I got three female that could be a supporter and push me over the line. So I understand those three. I'm not gonna name no one because most of I'm trying to wait till the primary for all the other stuff taking place in March, April, and all of that. Other than, along in the Democrat, not the Republican, but the Democrat. So I'm waiting for that and how the outcome for some of them. I choose. I give them the opportunity. Like I say, I hope they accept the opportunity, can help me support, get me over the threshold and win in the primary, and the rest of it will take care of itself. Because I think the citizen, this is the third, was Vice President Pitt. Now the fourth one is the citizen. I believe the citizen is looking for something different, and then in the eyes of politician, eyes of the thinking of politician, the politician that seeks value versus citizen. And we can look down the line. I'm not going to criticize anybody. I'm not going to call names, but we could look down. The people, the citizen understand from what he at now to what he was, say, many years ago. It trickles to this point. So we have to have the understanding that helping citizen is going to be my main focus, other than the primary, is helping citizens, making policy that will help them, not making policy to help the rich. If you are rich, you are sustainable. You shouldn't be greedy for greed. So I'm not trying to help the rich. I'm trying to help the citizen. I'm trying to get the citizen. If I can get the Christian organization that back me, and then the citizen that maybe not in a foundation and an organization of Christianity, but get them behind me. I believe that I can win it. I believe I can win it if I get the Christian behind me, because 65%, we look at it, it can be awful low, 65, 70% of the voters of Christian have some type of religious organization, whether it'll be Christianity, Baptist, Methodist, non-denomination, Pentecostal, and we look at that. Well, I look at that at a way that can get me over the threshold to win. So what the citizen is looking for, somebody that gonna be a leader, but not cause so much drama or not cause so much setback. So if we look at all of this, it's good to have something new to go forward with, because all this old stuff that we try to overcome with it shorten the citizen, because we got to set a goal where we want to be at, a plan where we need to be at. Not that we running for office a second time, but we need a goal to set that if I win or lose, if I be president and I win or lose the second time, it should be set in place that it won't stagnate the citizen. The citizen still will be successful. The citizen still will be able to, survive or buy things that they have desire sometimes. Not always pinching pennies, and the good thing that they, I guess they stopped making a penny, but I don't understand how they operated that. But I guess that long story, they finally got what they wanted. But I think focus on the citizen, this country will be better, the economy will be better. If you put more money in citizen pocket, the economy will boom. It will get to a point that it need to be at. Now, I'm not big on turd. I understand what they are, but turd is so out of the way because all of that put pressure on the average citizen, whether it be middle class or where you just poor. Poor is you just being challenged in every way that you can think of. So when you thinking about setting policy, you first got to think about the person that making the lowest income. Because if you get them to a point where they need to be at, you can't cut program because now you putting them in a place of successful. Why not take the money to make them successful, put it in their pockets instead of putting it in well programs and stuff when you can put it in things that will make them successful. No, everybody don't want handouts. I believe that everybody will love to make money and buy their own stuff. Not being under pressure that just like this administration here now trying to take all that stuff away. We want to get them to a point that if somebody try to take something away from them, it's not going to damage them so much. Because now, if you take funding away from them now, and they still at a minimum wage or what he at, still working two jobs and just still can survive, that just doesn't add up. So you want to make policy, you want to do things to help the low income people. The middle class gonna be all right. The rich is gonna be do what they want because they're not hurting in any kind of way. Because most of them, if you rich and you got a good amount of money in your bank account, it's joint interest. You can pretty much live off the interest. So you're not having an issue of living. So my focus would be bringing the low income people up. And as Democratic, they talk about it, affordability. They want to keep talking about it. Yeah, that's a great topic because now we're looking at affordability due to the fight of tariffs, stores are raising prices. They are looking for other ways to buy stuff. Now they're trying to figure out how to sell stuff overseas and make money there. But it's all with a turd. Me, I'm against turds. I'm not gonna entertain turds. Everything gonna be open trade because that's what we need. If you want to trade to this country, you trade. But you do that. But then there's a limit on certain country that you trade, and we understand those countries that is considered our enemy. That's up to the business if they want to trade. We can't deny them because even we can look at today, China is one of the enemy. Russia is one. We have business in those countries, so we can't look at it as being that hey, we'll can't trade there, or can't do that. But you always have to have a plan. You always got to have something in play that the low income people will survive in this world. Because right now it's pretty much for the rich. It's pretty much dealing with the rich. Now, if I can say personally in dealing with this this administration that is in the White House now, yes, I used to have extra money, but with the prices going up and grocery and buying goods, yeah, it cut some of my extra money in half and saving. Now, in order to save, you got to save less as possible. You using that now to buy goods and buy this and keep stuff running that you can survive and stay stable, even helping other people. So it limit that part with helping other people. Now that's when you used to help people, when you used to as we talk church, so into organization, so into people, you can't do that because now you have to use all the resources that you used to could give. Now you find yourself using all of that, but it can change. You know, most people say what this country is gonna be like after this administration. It's gonna be the same country. We just got to have the diligence and in order to stay focused, stay focused, and put things in play that they cannot change. And we're looking at a lot of stuff that going against it. We look at the Supreme Court. I know I ain't got that in my note, but we have to look at it because they are the highest court. Whatever they say, seem like it. Nobody else can say no to it. But there's an answer to that. We always can say no to it when it's not right, when it's not according to the Constitution. Because even though there's a Supreme Court, that don't mean that they're right. So we look at that and we deal with that. We don't have to accept craziness versus doing what's right. Now we got some thinkers out there. We got some people that could twist things, make it sing. And if we can look at it and see even the I would say that I'm not too much gonna be Bible talking. We end up being but we can look at the Garden, the first beginning of creation. Satan twisted so much, Eve fell for it, and that's the same way this administration can twist so stuff up. The Supreme Court can twist it up, and people believe it. People believe that this is right. They it sound like it's right. It sound like it's been wrong. No, ain't nothing been wrong because most of the time when we make the decision, it's based off what is going on, what is to the rise of what it's doing. Now, a lot of stuff that the Supreme Court trying to change, it hurt us as a nation, especially when they tried to get rid of civil rights and the right to vote, protection to vote, all that stuff. So now we're looking at a Supreme Court that not having the best interest of the citizen. Now, if their decision they made was best for the citizen, this administration will take it to a if I say evilistic way to benefit them and their crookedness and their wrongness. So we have to look at all of that. Yes, they probably made the best decision to say, okay, this might seem, but you can't make a half decision that the administration that we have now will take advantage of it. So if they see the administration taking advantage of it, the Supreme Court as well can go back and look at it again and change it. Ain't nothing wrong with that because they the highest court. What they say goes because that's what the evidence that we have. Whether they say go, if you give like immunity to the president, that's what it looked like. That it shows. So if they reverse it and change it, that's what it is. But they can't reverse and change it when somebody else get in office. They have to keep the same. And the president got power, which I don't understand how he got power because we're a democracy and we don't have no monarch or king, so I don't know how he can have total power. And Congress is like, oh yeah, let's go with that. I'm trying to figure out what they thinking about. If you can get in their head, I sometimes we say that when we can say we can get in people. Well, I don't think I even want to get in their head because whatever they thinking, it just It can't be good. It got to be the most darkest place that you can see a person mind at. It just got to be super dark. They can't even see themselves, so it got to be super dark. So enough with talking about them. I sort of got off the subject, but having citizen, and we all have our thought. We all have our decision making, and that's what the citizen have to make that decision to vote. If you a family and you got kids old enough to vote, please get them registered. Please get them registered. Then you got people that the kids know. Let them know. Get your friend to register to vote because we're gonna need it. We need new voters every time we have a graduation and over this country. Those are new voters. And the thing about new voters, white kids will vote the Republican because they're trying to build up their voting numbers. For us as being blight, we got to get our kids that graduate, get them to vote because they have to register for the army. So get them to vote and help them show up and make sure they show up. Get them. If they don't, if you got mail-in ballots, get them to mail in their ballots. Get them to take it there and drop it off, and but get them to vote. That voting won't be so complicated, and we won't have like we are presently now. And I honestly don't believe that it was meant for Trump to be president, but he's in there, so we got to deal with it. We just it's just complicated because not to vote was the worst. Voted for this present administration is bad because it's a thought process. Now, candidates that's presently running or soon to be running, anything can look better than this present administration. But I always tell everybody just look at the credentials, look at where they're at now, look at what they have done, look at their present state if they in office. Uh, well, most of them gonna be running that's in office for sure, other than me. But I know that this country needs to change, other than being politicians or politic. They need somebody that can feel their pain, feel them. And the only thing in the previous administration, former President Joe Biden, I didn't have nothing against them. I used to like them. I have voted for Democratic and Republican president. I felt which one that would do the country good. Now we have some bad Democratic president, which I think thank God for giving us the former President Obama. That was a blessing in the sky. But we look at now that they need something different because you can let every politician say they'll do good and they'll try their best to make policy, but the root of it, how strong can it be and stick with that? Because president, if he don't sign it, it can't be the bill, and then maybe they can go back and get I don't know is it 2/3 or whatever the vote is, they can veto it, but they got to have the ability to communicate and do what's going to help the citizen of the United States and have a good relationship with Congress, Senate, and all of that. Now, I had to start talking about Biden. Back to Biden. Only thing that I would disagree on him, he was optimistic that the Republican was going to do right, and I ain't got nothing wrong with that. And the worst thing that when you're dealing with the enemy, when they know who you are, if you've been in Congress for 20, maybe I don't know how long he's been in. They know who you are. They knew who the former president Joe Biden was. He's nice. He really to sell. He really to make a deal. He really to work with bipartisan. But sometimes you got to look at the other aisle and just say, nope, I'm not dealing with them. We're gonna do this ourselves. We're gonna go out in the public and we're gonna tell the public what we're doing. We don't have the Republican support, but we're gonna pass this bill to help you as a citizen. So that's what the talking point should be. If we talking about affordability, we got to ignore the Republican and all that nastiness and all that dark side. We just got to ignore all that and go forward in this country and just do what we can for the people. And if we do that, we'll stay in the favorability of the citizen because that's our focus. Those are the one do the check box on when they critique a president when they have them. I can't even think of the name of them now. How when they critique the president and say if he's doing good or if he's doing bad polls. Tell me a minute. What poll? Me, I don't agree with polls because sometimes it can be the pollster, whoever they ask. If you ask a bunch of Democratic 6% and Republican 40, you know you're gonna get somewhat a good polling for Democratic. Then you can hit Republicans or independent. The worst one is independents. But the independents go both ways. If they don't like you, they gonna vote against you. As we know, we can look at the present administration now. Independent voters just don't like this present administration, but they voted for it. But I'm not criticizing them. Everybody have to, have some type of uh, a hope or however you want to look at it. But we just have to go forward. We just can't stay so much in the past. We got to go forward and bring this country out of what it is, what it is at now. So this is my take on tonight. Like I say, I'm trying to get support of the church. I believe that they're gonna be my stronghold. If hopefully they're willing to stand by me, I'm willing to have that conversation and work on the primary. Get to be noticed. That's the key. Get to be noticed, and I believe everything else will spark. And my vice president pick, I already have an ideal. Like I said, three female I'm looking at, and two males I'm looking at. And most people say you ain't won yet, but you have to be prepared. If win or lose, you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared for something. You have to have an ideal of where you want to go. Just like they say, write the vision down. So I'm writing stuff down. I'm going forward with it. I just need that crack in the politician wall there that they looking at politician and not looking at the other. And most people say, well, it's a whole lot of people just like you running for president. Yes, they are running, but they are not like me. I'm totally different from all of them. I don't even know him. I'm not speaking bad or good because I don't know him. I can't judge him. So, but I can judge myself because I know who I am. So, citizen, if you see this video, I just need your support. I believe that if we come together, we can do it. It's just like when all the protesting against the previous administration, you're not just protesting against this present administration, you're protesting for change. If you would protest for change, what you got now and all the politicians that might run or will run, that's not change. You got to look at something different. And if you took the opportunity vote for this president, you are looking for change. Just don't go back to where you at, but choose better than this present administration along with this president, along with his administration. Seek change. Keep seeking change. And if you vote for me, you'll find it. So tonight I will close out. And just like I say, I pray for all with in mind. I pray for everyone that is need hope. I pray for all that need a breakthrough. I pray for those that need something to change. And I say that, like I say, I'm a Christian. So if I'm a Christian, I had to close out with blessing or praying for somebody. So I will see you next Monday. If I have something to say in between now and next Monday, I'll come online. But like I say, just think about it. Don't shut me all the way down. Just know that it is hope. If you're looking for hope, I can be that hope. But just stay encouraged. Try to get through this. I tell you, don't pinch a penny. It always help. And like the words say, you have not because you ask. Ask somebody to help. Just ask. But like I say, I will y'all to the line. Like I say, looking for change here. And as I say, ALKL, ALK, like we used to do in the Army, ALK out. I'll see you the next Monday or between. You have a good night and a beautiful tomorrow.